Now after the cuticle, the epicuticle, which is the outermost thin layer of the integument, which measures or having the thickness ranging from 0.03 to 0.4 micrometer. So it is composed of 3 or 4 superimposed layers. The layers such as the outer, which is cement layer, the second, that is wax layer, the third, that is polyphenol layer, and the fourth, that is cuticulin layer, or which is the inner one layer. The polyphenol layer is reported only in some insect, means not in all insect the polyphenol layer is present. Now the epicuticle, which is followed by the chitinous cuticle, that is nothing but the exo and endocuticle, which consist of the lamellar organization, the pore canals, and the chitin protein microfibril. Now here you can see this diagram, which shows, here you can see this is the pore canal, the filament of the pore canal, here the pore plate, here you can see the wax filament, this region is the cuticulin layer, here you can see, here this is the polyphenol layer, here wax layer, and the outer one, that is cement layer. Now we can see the layers one by one. The first, that is epicuticle, or here the first layer of the epicuticle, that is cement layer. The cement layer, it is secreted by the dermal glands and composed of lipoprotein complex, so again here the cement layer, which is also called as a Wirson's gland in case of Lepidoptera, and it is composed of lipoprotein complex, such a lipoprotein complex which resembling the natural product, that is shellac, and shellac which is secreted by the lac insect. So here lac insect and the common species, that is Lacifera lacca. So the cement layer also contains the carbohydrate like lactose. So the lactose, which functions as a varnish and provides the protective external surface to the integument. So you know what is the role of varnish? When we made the furniture, on the furniture we make the polish, and polish which is nothing but what? The varnish. So like that of which give protection. So similar to that of such a lactose, such a carbohydrate which give protection as a varnish, which give protection to the outer surface of the integument. So the cement layer, which absorbs the mobile lipids that are used for sealing over the surface and abrasion in order to prevent the water loss from the body. So such a cement layer which serves as a reservoir for lipids. So here you have to remember that the cement layer which absorbs the mobile lipid, here such a cement layer which prevent the water loss of the insect body. Now the cement layer which is followed by the second layer, that is nothing but the wax layer. So the wax layer, which is the prominent layer and which measures about 0.25 micrometer in thickness. So which contains partially oriented wax molecules. So it is very important, which contains the wax molecules. So It is composed of such a wax layer which contains the hydrocarbons of near about, that is 48 to 58%. After that, free fatty acids, that is 15 to 80%, esters, that is 9 to 11%, cholesterol, that is 2 to 3%, and polymers, that is 12 to 15%. So, the wax layer is simply consists of long chain hydrocarbons and esters of both fatty acids and alcohol. The wax layer is a monolayer either in solid or liquid phase, and hydrophilic groups of the molecules are adsorbed on the cuticulin layer. Such a layer which serves as a waterproof layer of the integument, as water molecules cannot pass through closely packed wax molecules. So, this layer which is very important, the wax layer, which prevent the water loss of the insect or insect body, or what we say is that the integument. Now, the wax layer which is followed by the third layer, that is polyphenol layer. So, the polyphenol layer is described in the blood sucking bug, especially in Rhodnius prolixus, and appears often in the liquid state as a non-static layer which containing various types of polyhydric phenols like hemocatechol, protocatechol, dopacatechol, hydroquinone, pyrogallol, and so many. So, the polyphenols are transported from the epidermal cells through the pore canals and accumulate on the outer surface of the cuticulin layer. In most of the insect, in spite of forming an independent layer, polyphenols are used to impregnate the cuticulin. At the time of sclerotization, these polyphenols are oxidized to quinones in the presence of an enzyme, that is phenol oxidase, and then quinones they tan first. The proteins of the cuticulin layer and the latter the proteins of outer procuticle to produce the exocuticle. So, during sclerotization, such a polyphenols they get oxidized in the form of quinones in the presence of enzyme phenol oxidase to form quinones. Here the quinones stand first are the proteins of the cuticulin layer, and later the proteins of the outer procuticle which produce the exocuticle. Now, this layer which is very important, again the polyphenol layer which is followed by the innermost or last layer of the epicuticle, that is the cuticulin layer. The cuticulin layer is a refractive amber colored layer consisting of a lipoprotein, such a lipoprotein which is the cuticulin. It is highly resistant to the mineral acids and most of the organic solvents. So, such a cuticulin layer which serves as a permeability barrier, and along with that which acting as a growth barrier and determine the surface properties of the integument. Now, this is what about the epicuticle and the different layers of epicuticle. Now, the second region of the integument, that is the chitinous cuticle. So, the chitinous cuticle, which is also called as the exo and endocuticle. So, such a chitinous cuticle, it is a lamellar or stratified structures differentiated as an outer exocuticle and inner endocuticle. The exocuticle is darkly pigmented, hard and sclerotized form which are differentiating secondarily the sclerites in different regions of the body. Due to the tough and inelastic properties of such a chitinous cuticle, the exocuticle provides strong mechanical support to the body and it is a product of sclerotization. So here such a chitinous cuticle, that is in the form of exocuticle and endocuticle. So what you have to remember, it is a tough layer, okay, it is an what we say is that it having the properties that is inelastic properties and which provide mechanical support to the body of insect. This much you have to remember. Now the layers of chitinous cuticle, the first layer is the lamellar organization. So here you can see the chitinous microfibrils which lie parallel to each other and often form a group of layers of about 20 to 250 angstrom degree thick. So the orientation of the microfibrils that differ from one lamella to other, and therefore such an organization which becomes easy to recognize and count them in the sections. So you have to remember the microfibrils, they arrange parallel to each other and they measure that is in between 20 to 250 angstrom degree in its thickness. So the orientation of the microfibrils which differ from one lamella to the other and therefore it become easy to recognize. Now here the observation on the locust which suggests that the lamellar cuticle is produced in the night while the non-lamellar in the day as in the latter. So all the microfibrils follow one and same direction. So the fully formed cuticle is therefore composed of alternate lamellae and non-lamellate regions. Due to the lamellar architect, the endocuticle becomes much elastic and provide flexibility and stretching properties to the integument. So you have to remember in this layer, that is the lamellar organization which is a chitinous microfibril which lie parallel to each other and functionally here which having elastic in nature which shows flexibility, stretching property to the integument. Now the next layer, that is pore canals. Pore canals, they run throughout the thickness of the cuticle in perpendicular direction after traversing the chitin microfibril. The pore canals are very fine structures and they measuring about 0.15 to 1.0 micron in diameter. They contain the cytoplasmic fine processes of the epidermal cells. In the newly synthesized cuticle, the pore canals follow the spiral course and contain the cytoplasmic filament, while in the matured cuticle, they become straight and contain cuticular substances. Distally, the pore canals are divided into the wax layer of the epicuticle after penetrating the cuticulin layer. Sometimes there is a partition between the site of branching which is known as the pore plate, that I already shown you in the figure, the structure of the pore canal, pore plate, lamellar organization, all these things. So there are near about 15,000 canals are, so you can see here the ratio, that is near about 15,000 canals per square mm, they are present in the endocuticle of the Sarcophaga. Sarcophaga, it is the fly, and whereas 1,20,000 per square mm such a pore canals, they are present in case of Periplaneta, and Periplaneta, that is the example of cockroach. So the pore canals perform the function of transport of various cuticular substances from the epidermal cells onto the upper surface of the procuticle, which facilitate its growth and the sclerotization. So you have to remember that here such a pore canal, they perform the main function, that is transportation of various cuticular substances from the epidermal cells. Where the epidermal cells are present? At the base of the integument. So from the epidermal cells, they carry the important or the nutriment and which pass onto the upper surface of the procuticle to facilitate, to enhance the growth, the process of growth and the process of sclerotization. Now the next here, the chitin protein microfibrils. So here the chitinous cuticle, which is composed of two types of molecules, and such a molecules, they are nothing but the chitin and the protein chains. So first we are focusing on the chitin. Here the chitin, which is composed of, or what we say is that it is made up of a nitrogenous polysaccharide, and such a chitin which is named by the Odier, the scientist Odier in 1823, and here it is made up of a long chains of acetylated glucosamine residues. So the adjacent chains or chitin chains, they are held together by the linkage, that is beta glycosidic linkage. So particularly the hydrogen bonds, they form the microfibrils, or they get connected by means of the beta glucosidic linkage and by means of the hydrogen bonds. So the neighboring chains always run in opposite direction. The chitin microfibrils are embedded in proteinaceous cement, particularly in the region of exocuticle. The chitin molecules are linked with the protein molecules throughout the cuticle by covalent bonds. The glycoprotein forms the 60% of the dry weight in the endocuticle and 22% of the dry weight in the endocuticle in case of Periplaneta. So the chitin, it is very important, you have to remember that chitin, it is insoluble in water, it is insoluble in alcohol, ethers and other organic solvents and alkalis, but it is soluble in concentrated mineral acids. So it has about the refractive index, that is 1.4, and the specific gravity, that is 1.55. Now this is what about the chitin and the structure of chitin and biosynthesis of chitin we are going to discuss in the next presentation. Now here we shortly again focused on the second molecule of the chitin protein microfibril, that is the protein. So protein of the cuticulin layer, they again having the three types. The proteins such as arthropodin, resilin or sclerotin. So the arthropodin, it is a kind of protein it is a mixture of again various proteins, and it is devoid of sulfur containing amino acids. It resembles sericin of silk gelatin in its general properties. So it is soluble in water. The protein arthropodin, which is soluble in water, it constitutes primarily the pro and endocuticle, representing the untanned protein. So what you have to remember? Arthropodin, it is a water soluble protein and it is the kind of untanned protein. Now the next protein, that is resilin. So you are familiar with the resilin which is nothing but the rubber like substance. So the resilin, which is rubber like protein that occurs and evident as a colorless elastic cuticular ligament such as the wing hinge ligament. So where the resilin is present? In the region that is the wing of insect, that is wing hinge region is present, particularly the ligaments are there, and in that ligament such a resilin protein is present for the movement of the sclerites of the wing. So here resilin, which is present in the wing hinge ligament. Along with that, it is again present in the cyclolabial suture. So cyclolabral, labial, it is a labral suture. So it is present in the cyclolabral suture, or which is acting as a spring. Okay, so where the movement takes place, on that region such a resilin is present. Now the first example, that is wing hinge ligament, and the second one, that is the cyclolabral suture. So which gives articulation to particular region, particularly to the wing, particularly to the labral region. Now such a resilin, which is composed of about 60 amino acids which are arranged in the linear fashion and form of cross-linked, and is avoided to ensure the elastic properties of the protein chain. So in the cuticle, such a cuticle which containing resilin, the pore canals, they are entirely lacking. Means where the resilin protein is present in those insects, okay, such a resilin is there, where here the pore canals, they are entirely lacking. So in the cuticle, again it can stretch under the tension and can return to its normal form as soon as the tension is over. So simply you have to remember that it has a property, that is the stretching property. Now the resilin, which is followed by the next protein, that is sclerotin. So sclerotin, which is also known as tan protein. So it is brown or amber in color and occurs in the exocuticle. So in fact it is a tanned arthropodin produced due to the action of quinone with the N-terminal amino acid groups of the arthropodin or arthropodin molecules, and finally the quinoids protein links onto the another protein molecule by cross linkage. So sclerotin, it is a tanned protein and which is present in the exocuticle. Now along with that, again the proteins, these are the kinds of proteins, they are present in the integument. Along with that, the lime and pigments, they are also present in the integument. The lime, such as in case of aquatic insect, the lime which is present in the exocuticular region, and the pigments, they are also present in the integument of insect. So the insect exocuticle, which possess the various types of pigments such as melanin pigment, such as carotenoids, and the pterins, they producing the fluorescent coloration in the wings. or the wing scales of the butterflies. So you know butterflies and moths and colorful insects, those having the integument that is colorful. It is what? Due to the presence of color pigments. So in most of the carabid and particularly in case of carabid beetle, an entire epicuticle which is covered with the thick layer of secretory material of the dermal glands and which provide the brilliant pigmentation. Okay, you can see in case of carabid beetle, you can see the coloration of the integument. It is very attractive. So it is due to the pigment or pigment granules, they are present in the integument of such a beetle. Now here we can stop with this presentation, and in next presentation we continue with the structure of chitin and how the chitin is formed, that is biosynthesis of chitin and the cuticular modifications of the chitin. Thank you.